seems like a million miles away from the sort of place I'd expect to come to investigate the meaning of witchcraft today. Well, I'm just looking at the newspaper now. It confirms I'm in the right place. Check this out. 6 men appear in Soweto court after witchcraft murder. The body was found at the beginning of the month. He had apparently been shot in the head several times before his chest was ripped open and heart, lungs and intestines torn out and genitals cut away. That's why when the Met Police discovered the torso in the Thames, they came here to Pretoria in South Africa to talk to the most unusual police unit in the world, one designed solely to investigate crimes of the occult.
In the suburbs of Pretoria lives the man who founded that unit. He has first-hand experience of the horrors for which witchcraft is responsible.
Dr. Kobus Jonker.
Yes. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can I call you Kobus?
Yeah.
Kobus Jonker has devoted the past 20 years of his life to tracking down crimes associated with witchcraft. He began investigating what appeared to be simple murders, but it didn't take long to realize that the practice of witchcraft was behind some of his more gruesome discoveries.
What evidence have you seen that witchcraft is real and present in Africa today?
I know many people don't believe in witchcraft, and white folk especially. But I can assure you that witchcraft is a reality. To give you an example, we stopped a bus in KwaZulu-Natal, in Durban, just outside of Durban. And a guy got out of the bus, and he had a bag, plastic bag in his right hand. So when I said, no, I want to see what's in this bag, he was just normal, the guy. He didn't have nerves at that time. So it was his sister's son's head in there, of 12 years old.
He chopped off his nephew's head.
One section of our black communities where black witchcraft plays a role, where we have to use human remains or parts for medicine purposes, for putting, for example, placing a curse on someone. We have to use human parts for doing that.
When the guys from the Met came here with their pictures of the torso from the Thames, what alerted you to the fact that it might be witchcraft?
I would say, if you look at the wounds of the body, that's what I usually look at first. The way, the clean cut of the body parts and the way it's been cut showed and pointed towards that this was a medicine muti killing.
What is muti?
Muti is another name describing medicine, or a concoction of medicine that's been mixed up with some sort of herb.
If I want to find out more about muti, where should I go?
I think your best place would be on the muti market down in KwaZulu-Natal in Durban area.
About the darker side of witchcraft on this continent, I must admit I'm a little nervous about what I might find here at this booty market. But I'm going to meet Dr. Mhlongo, the president of the Traditional Healers Council. He's going to show me around.
In 16th century Scotland, Agnes Sampson, the healer who died as a witch, had her own herbs and potions. But she could only dream of a place like this. Hidden amongst the Durban tower blocks and flyovers, I've been told that this is the place where traditional African healers, or sangomas, like Dr. Mhlongo, come to buy their magic potions.
Dr. Mhlongo,
hello.
How are you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Do you mind showing me around the muti market?
I'm talking to these people because I'm seeing some herbs which are very important here. It's used to prevent lightning from striking your home.
Wow.
Because witch doctors are using other herbs to send lightning to you, but if you have got this one, it will not come.
And it works?
It works. It works. Without these herbs, we wouldn't be living, because there are so many witch doctors that want to kill our patients, want to kill ourselves, so we always protect ourselves with these herbs. Yeah.
I've heard that sometimes they use human parts as well.
No. those are not traditional healers.
Right.
Those are witch doctors. Traditional healers will only heal, but not kill.
It seems that black and white magic use similar techniques, but to very different ends. I wanted to find out more and asked Dr. Mchlongo if there was any way he could teach me.
Today in the afternoon, I'll be going to the Sangoma graduation in Mapumolo.
Oh.
And I wonder if you could come with me, because many things will be happening there. Things that I've never seen before, you'll be seeing there. Sangomas dancing, you know, drinking herbs and all those things.
So a Sangoma is a healer, trained in the use of herbs and magic to protect people against disease and those who would do them harm. This journey's taken me 50 miles outside of Durban, into the Zulu heartland. The Sangoma I'm about to visit has been waiting many months to graduate, and the ceremony is planned to last the whole weekend.
I've never seen anything like this. I've no idea what to expect. It's an extraordinary mix. I've turned up early, so they're all still getting ready. And it's so cool. But I feel like a bit of a sort of an interloper at the moment. Well, so I should really. Kind of the odd one out.
I was lucky enough to find a guide to explain to me what was going on.
They are going to come out with a student here from this hut here, and going to sit here and do the plating.
Animals play a big part in the ceremony. If the chicken flies from the Sangoma's head, then the Sangoma won't be able to graduate. And then, looking into the hut, I caught a glimpse of something I found really hard to take. The first of what was to be many animal sacrifices. I was feeling increasingly uncomfortable. But it seemed that the Sangomas felt the sacrifices were part of the power of the magic. The goat that I'd heard scream only a few minutes before now had a further role to play in increasing the Sangoma's witchcraft.
Why are they cutting the lamb skin, the goat skin?
Oh, the skin, I think they are making the bangles. The graduator will have this bangles here and a cross over here. Therefore, they believe that the ancestors sit here. The seat of the ancestors is at the shoulders. And so, whenever someone comes to prophesy, she takes it and she puts it over, so that they find them at the closest, not far away.
Excellent.
The ceremonies depicting death and rebirth also include elements of physical ordeal. Here the Sangoma has to drink the bile of the sacrificed goat. But this is also a party. After all, the Sangoma has spent a year learning her trade, and the traditional beer also plays an important role. I left them for the rest of the night to celebrate, whilst I tried to take in what I'd seen, and to be honest, to shake some of it off.
I don't know what to make of yesterday. I found it difficult to watch. I had to turn away a couple of times with the animals being slaughtered. And I respect them for the fact that it's part of the ceremony, it's part of what they do, and the animals are going to be eaten. Let's not put too fine a point on it. I might bring it up today and just ask about it, whether the animals have to suffer, or whether it could be done, I don't know, more humanely? Watching the ceremony, I was concerned about the animals. Is the pain and the suffering that they seem to go through, is that important for the ceremony? Do they have to make a noise?
The noise that is made by the animal is a trumpet that is blown to the ancestors so that they understand, they listen, they take heed. We believe that some of the ancestors are asleep. So when the trumpet cries, everybody wakes up and listen.
So if the animal was killed and remained silent, it wouldn't be as powerful?
The whole thing would be a flop.
By the river, the Sangoma was undergoing a purification ceremony. I wanted to take this chance to ask her directly about her powers as a witch.
Now that you've had the ceremony and you've graduated, what are the nature of the powers that you have? Where do they come from?
Aphuma kobabamkhulu amandla okwelapha. Ubona bangitshelayo ukuthi umuntu uphethwe isifo sinje. Ebese benginika ikhambi lokumelapha.
Would you have to protect anybody from someone trying to do evil to them?
Yebo ngingakwazi.
Even from another witch doctor?
Yebo ngingakwazi ukumvikela ma efika abantu bakithi bengikhombisa ukuthi ukhona abamphosa kabi, ngingakwazi ukumvikela ukuthi leyo nto abamphosa ngayo ingakwazi ukumngena, aphile abe nempilo.
Thank you, and I think you're needed. Thank you. Throughout the graduation, people have talked about the ancestors. Why are they so important?
You know, other people know God, but we as Africans know Umvelingangi. We do not talk to Umvelingangi direct or to God direct. We talk to our ancestors, and our ancestors will talk to God or Umvelingangi on our behalf.
When times are hard, do people turn to the bad side if they feel that the good side isn't delivering what they need?
Some people are bewitching up other people to get what they have. If you've got a beautiful car, some people will just hate you for that and kill you for that. And some are unemployed, they would like to be employed where you are working, so they kill you for that. So the witches are also getting more patience.
The Sangoma has graduated, and I must admit it was a remarkable experience for me. Although a lasting image will always be the fear in the animals' eyes before they died. Apparently their pain and suffering increases the magic, and that appears to be an underlying part of the process. So I'm going to go back and see Dr. Yonka. See where that takes me.
From my journey so far, I've begun to see that there must be parallels between how the Sangoma and the witch doctors create their powerful magic. Dr. Yonka has first-hand experience of the dark side, and I needed to find out more.
Many Sangomas, after they've been arrested for serious crimes, that they said that they lost their powers, their medicine doesn't work good anymore, and now they have to go to the other side, to the darker side, and that's where they start to use human remains.
There are specific uses for different parts of the body?
Yes, there are specific uses. The tongue, they use that for you to speak much fluently in your own language. Virility, of course, there's certain parts of the woman's vagina that they use. The eyes for better sight.
Okay, great.
I've got a voodoo down here as well with a needle still in it.
Oh.
And on many occasions you will also be finding that some of the fat that's been used are also human fat. And so it's very gory, most of the stuff. So these things do work.
And the medicine is stronger if they're using
Human parts.
human parts and children's parts.
Yeah, especially children's parts. They believe that. They believe what their ancestors are telling me.
Dr. Juncker then showed me the scale of evil witchcraft that's performed in South Africa. Estimates put it at roughly 1 Muti murder a day. Each of these files represents yet another case of a witchcraft murder. And the parallel with the practices of the good witches became clear. The more excruciating the pain, and the more noise the victim makes, the greater the chance of waking the ancestors, the more powerful the magic. The victims of these murders are innocent children who are caught up in a world of superstition and plain evil. Young Adam, the boy in the Thames, has never been identified. He was killed as part of a ritual sacrifice, a case of witchcraft murder that was eventually tracked down to Nigeria. But who are the people who ask for the spells to be performed when they know children will suffer? And how can it be fought? I'm here to talk to Gerard Labuschagne, a police psychologist at the front line of the fight against African witchcraft.
How do you fight occult-related crime?
The difficulty in fighting it are multifaceted. You've got obviously the belief system. As long as people believe in this, they will always, perhaps you can say, be a market for it. We're finding a lot of our criminals are starting to make use of Muti to help them in their criminal activities. We find, for example, bank robbers and arrest these people on the scene. They are wearing Muti, and when you question them about it, they will tell you that they got that to, for example, prevent them from being shot or to prevent them from being arrested. Most people would believe that herbs or in extreme animal parts can be used to create some kind of advantage for a person. Just the extreme furthest part away from that is the belief that human body parts could be the most powerful ingredients.
Do you believe in the powers that these people claim they have?
What I believe isn't relevant, because what I have to work with is the people out there who do believe it's going to work, because they're the ones who are going to commit the next one and the next one. So I often compare it to someone hearing voices. I know it's not true, but to them it's true, and they're going to react to those voices, and that's what's important, to understand their frame of reference, because that's what you have to work with when you're trying to solve these particular kind of crimes.
The people murdered to create the powerful magic aren't the only innocent victims of witchcraft. In its search for the culprits in a Muti murder, as in Europe 300 years ago, it doesn't take long for the mob to turn on any unpopular person. This recent news report is from the north of South Africa. A traditional healer has been accused by his community of murdering a young boy. The police regularly deal with lynch mobs who enact their own justice on those they feel are responsible for their ills.
The witch hunts of today in Africa and those that took place here in Scotland 300 years ago seem like a long, long way away, in place and in time. For us in the modern Western world, witches are no longer a part of our lives, or so we might think. But it only takes something unspeakable, inexplicable to happen for us to rekindle our belief in witchcraft.
When any gruesome murder or horrific act against a child is uncovered, even now, many people still attribute it to the evils of Satanism or witchcraft.
Throughout history, witches have been figures of fear. Many innocent people have become victims of irrational superstition. Outsiders falsely accused of doing the devil's work. In fact, many witches are just practitioners of alternative medicines and religion. What I wasn't expecting to find was that now, today, there are some witches who really are doing the devil's work. But in some parts of the world, the belief in witchcraft has so corrupted men's minds that hundreds of people, many of them children, are dying in a pursuit of a myth of magic. It's a troubling reminder that our darkest thoughts lie just under the surface, and it can take very little for true horror to emerge.